Hi, I'm Scott, and this is the story of our family. This beautiful woman is my wife and best friend, Julie. When we said our vows in August of 2000, she stepped into the role of being the stepmother of my 3 children, David, Megan, and Josh. 10 months after our wedding, we all welcomed our son, Jesse. Of course, we love our children, but we also enjoy our children. We delighted in the wonderful madness of having 4 crazy, wonderful children and all that comes with it. As Jesse approached his first birthday, Julie and I decided to ask God to grace us with another child. We tried for almost 2 years to no avail. Then, in the beginning of October 2003, Julie conceived. We were elated. God had heard our prayers and allowed Julie to again become pregnant. We celebrated the great news with our family and friends. About 10 days later, during a routine medical exam, Julie's doctor discovered a lump in her breast. She had advanced stage cancer. 3 months later, on Julie's birthday, we lost our baby. Complications from her cancer rendered her unable to have any more children. Julie never lost hope. She knew God had given her a job to do. She was my wife and the mother of our children. She knew she would recover. She knew God was bigger than her cancer diagnosis. She knew she was supposed to again be a mother. I think it was around March of 2004 that Julie suggested we consider adopting a baby. I won't lie, I did not share Julie's optimism concerning her longevity. I looked at my beautiful wife and saw a woman swollen with chemotherapy and steroids, and bald. She struggled to eat and hold down her food, and she seemed to be getting worse. Each day she seemed to be slipping further away. But I also knew that I could not be the one to tell her that she was too sick to adopt an infant. I had a strong feeling that no adoption agency would be willing to take us as clients because of her illness. We lived in the Tampa metro area. At that time, there were probably 100 agencies in Florida and 25 in Tampa from which to choose. I started with the first in the phone book and worked my way to the last, and it was a discouraging task. Almost each one told me the same story. It went something like this: contact us when your wife is done with her treatments, and if you are still interested and she is recovering, we will take your family as clients. Hand in Hand was different. A few days after I contacted Hand in Hand, I received a phone call from CJ Long at the Largo office. I explained our challenges and shared about our heart's cry for another child. CJ advised that the road might be long and bumpy. She asked for a day or two to confer with Hand in Hand's founder and CEO, Mary Lee Lane. The next day, Mary Lee called and spoke with us. There were no guarantees, but Hand in Hand would accept us as clients. We chose to adopt a healthy infant girl from China. Julie recovered. Over the next 3 years, we had many detours, bumps, and potholes. We became missionaries serving in the Caribbean. Moving out of the U.S. complicated our home study and immigration processes. China changed its program, and the process went from 9 to 18 months duration to 18 months to 3 years of anxious waiting. The real estate market crashed, and the bank canceled our line of credit. Then, just 1 week before we received our first picture of our little girl and our invitation to travel to China and bring her home, Julie was again diagnosed with cancer. But through it all, the staff at Hand in Hand remained constant. As each obstacle popped up, the staff helped us overcome it. They never ceased to encourage us, and they were always optimistic. Finally, on June 29, 2007, our precious Lily was placed in my arms. 2 weeks later, I boarded a plane in Guangzhou, China, stopped in Hong Kong and New York City, and returned to Grand Cayman to introduce Julie to her 13-month-old daughter. 8 amazing years have passed. Julie is healthy and still one of my best friends. Lilly is my other. When we began the adoption process, we had this vision of taking an orphaned child and blessing her with the things that she likely would never have. I suppose we've done that, but the truth is that if, somehow, we could quantify the blessing we have given Lilly, we would find that she has blessed us 50 or 100 times more. And she has taught us some precious truths along the way. Once, several years ago, Lilly shared her vision of how God creates families with her siblings, Mom and me. She explained it like this. When Mommy married Daddy, she became David's, Megan's, and Josh's mom. Then Jesse came from Mama's belly, and I came all the way from China. Lilly is right. God has ordained different delivery systems for creating families. Each is equally valid. As I look back, I know that we share this experience as the family of an adopted child with other families of adopted children. We cannot imagine what life would be like without her. As we look back, we see that our family had a lily-shaped hole in it. If adoption has ever crossed your mind, I urge you to take the first step and speak to an adoption agency. Every child should have a loving, nurturing family. Please, consider hand in hand as you seek the best agency to represent you.